This is a public service announcement. Do not watch Meghan Markle's With Love Series 2 on Netflix because this series is so goddamn bad, the thought of a Series 3 is just too impossible to even bear.
All right, let's dive into this train wreck of a Netflix series breakdown. Strap in, because we're about to take a ride through the cringe fest that is With Love, Meghan Season 2. And don't worry, I'll spare you the pain of actually watching all 283 minutes of Meghan Markle's self-indulgent reality soap opera.
But the good news is, I have assembled my crack team of royal Avengers, and we have sat through all 283 minutes to provide you with every awkward interaction, every dig at the British royal family, and every cringe lie about Prince Harry, so you do not have to watch. Look at that lineup. Joining me today for our episode-by-episode rundown, our royal mastermind and Prince Harry's biographer, Angela Levin. Author, counsellor, and Meghan's estranged sister, Samantha Markle. Royal YouTube sensations, Stephanie and Nancy Sidley, known as the Sidley twins, and Lauren Lunn Farrow, one of the UK's top celebrity PR professionals. And boy, oh boy, there are a load of lowlights for us to pore over, like this sick-inducing claim that it was Harry who said he loved her first.
Really get to know somebody when you're in a little tent together, and there's like, what is that outside? What is that outside?
Yeah.
That's an elephant. Are we gonna be safe? Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Did you tell him first, or did he tell you?
He told me.
Oh, that's nice. That was really... You started to blush. I almost stopped the line of questioning.
Or just how horrible it was to be in the UK for the funeral of the late Queen.
Oh, I know. The longest I went without being around our kids was almost 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I was not well.
Then we get the reintroduction of Hollywood's biggest ever bully, Chrissy Teigen.
So I'm so excited that I get to see Chrissy again. I haven't seen her in almost 20 years, and then I reached out and we reconnected just a couple years ago. And I think she loves getting creative in the kitchen, and I'm also told she loves crafting with her kids. So I planned some fun activities.
And Meghan then being very put out when she decided to bring her much more famous husband, John Legend.
Knock, knock. No, John's actually here too. He wants to say hi. Oh, John, come on in. Sorry. Cute.
Just lurking back here. You've been seeing you. How's everything?
Yeah, everything's good. I would have told H to come. Thank you. Little full up here.
How much you want to shoot?
Well,
Oh, and of course she's the best mom in the whole wide world.
So let's dress them up a few different ways. See, one thing I do with my kids, I will say that it takes a little bit more time. I like the presentation for
That's
them.
next level. Okay.
Archie will say, oh, Mama, that looks beautiful.
Wow.
Sure he does. Meghan's gay BFF Daniel Martin, there for the ride too, of course. Or as Nancy Sidley put it, literally Michael and Jan from The Office. Watch.
Looking so cute. Okay, we're dolled up. We are dolled up. All right, team. She's looking so cute. Okay, we're dolled up. We are dolled up. All right, team.
Look at his face. Netflix had to use everything off the cutting room floor, even cringe moments like this.
Put some ice.
How did you get into mixology?
How did I get it? That's a very good question. So I was a lawyer in New York, and
Did you watch Suits?
no, I don't watch basic cable.
Prince Harry didn't bother to show up, of course. He features in one new photograph alongside the woman who cooked their wedding food. That's it. But of course, the royal family are attacked with Meghan pulling out her old lines like this one. You know, you'd have to imagine at the beginning it's all butterflies, but then we immediately went into the trenches together. Yes, there's all of that. And she says that they're now just so happy 7 years later that this feels like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now. Sure, Jan. And she, of course, slammed her own family, saying she didn't grow up among foodies, only learned to cook by watching TV chef Rachel Ray's 30-minute meals once she lived alone in college.
Instead, I'll give you the highlights, or really, the lowlight, and the juicy panel reactions that make this whole saga both hilarious and depressing. We've got the dream team assembled: Angela Levin, Prince Harry's biographer and all-around royal truth-teller; Samantha Markle, Meghan's estranged sister who never pulls her punches; the Sidley twins, Stephanie and Nancy, who are basically the YouTube Avengers of royal commentary; and PR guru Lauren El Faro. Together, they endured the entire series so the rest of us don't have to. So let's get into it.
So, to my superstar panel, Samantha Markle, your sister slagging off the way your father raised her yet again.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because we all saw her mentioning, how great he was in the TIG, but we also saw from Musso and Frank, what kid goes to Musso and Frank where shrimp cocktails are $16 and qualifies then as a latchkey kid? She was around so much beautiful food. Her mom could cook. Dad took her to the best restaurants in Los Angeles. So, but there was a reference in here where she talked about having close access to a lot of food. So which is it? Were you a latchkey kid or were you around a lot of great food? I mean, she switches back and forth. It's really confusing. But yeah, it felt like there were digs at our family. And certainly, as we will talk about more in depth a little bit later, digs at the royal family that I thought were so atrocious.
Oh, yes. And she uses whatever story suits the narrative. So look, as we just saw then, can you believe it? Episode 1 starts with the return of the god-awful Daniel Martin. Now, he is the sycophantic gay BFF makeup artist who is there as Meghan promises him, we have new friends coming in. And he repeats after his boss, double date. And sure enough, this double date makes it very, very clear that it's going to be all on Meghan's terms with Daniel Chang, the Michelin star chef and entrepreneur, and Christina Tosi, another chef and entrepreneur. Meghan whitters to the gay BFF. David and Christina are really great friends, and I thought the four of us could be a really cool alchemy. To which Daniel replies, I can't believe they're coming here. Like, that's so awesome. Now, just to prove this is an old episode, Meghan's dead dog, Guy, turns up again. And there are some attempts to humanize our protagonist. At one point, she's doing Daniel's makeup, where she asks, do you want me to powder you? And he says she's going to help a sister out here. Christina at one point asks how her and Daniel Martin met. And he says it's in 2019. And she says lots of chapters. Christina replies, he knows everything. And Meghan says very firmly, lots of chapters. And then, believe it or not, they literally cook a fried egg. Yes, a fried egg, which they then grossly eat because these guys don't ever sit down to eat a meal. They stuff their face with their mouths open around the table. And of course, Meghan uses the breakfast story to talk about the fact that she's so good because she always makes her children's breakfast. And little Lily already seems like she's one of these woke Californians. I mean, how old is she? 3? But apparently, Lily's always asking Meghan, can she have some chia seeds in her breakfast because she wants to have freckles. Meghan at points takes her guests into the craft room as if they are children. And in this first episode, we actually move on to Meghan's love of water marbling. Although the only problem is she admits that she's never, ever done it before. The flower sprinkles are back too. And to be honest, at the end of the day, I found this episode an incredibly dull launch. One of the only major things that I noticed is that for about 3 seconds at the very end, a QR code appeared on screen. And I thought, okay, maybe this is Netflix finally saying we're going to back as ever and put some promotion into it. I went to the QR code on my phone. And no. It is a link to the Netflix website Tudum. So, Sidley Twins, it hardly feels like Netflix are really backing her here. There's no mention of the As Ever products.
Angela Levin sees it as just another example of Meghan weaponizing her platform against the royals, while also showing how Harry has become increasingly sidelined. Samantha Markle sees it as Meghan once again twisting family history for her own gain. The Sidley twins expose a performative cringe moments, comparing them to sitcom-level awkwardness.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Netflix again is squeezing the turnip. This was not season 2. This was obviously part 2. Yeah, and I think they wanted to bury this. I think putting it out on a Tuesday, this is Labor Day week for Americans. So this is usually like the time people go out of town and they're gone until Sunday because then school starts next week. And I just can't imagine anybody sitting at home watching this and being excited over it. But it was mind-boggling, the crafting. Because Dan, I was a kindergarten teacher in Southern California. I worked at a private school. All the things that she did in the crafting room were things that I would do with my kindergarten kids. It's almost like she bought a book on like how to do science experiments and artwork with your kids, and then she put it on the show. That is what blew my mind more than anything.
She keeps admitting throughout this whole show. I mean, this is meant to be us learning from her, and she keeps admitting, Angela Levin, at various points, this is the first time I've done this. Learn along with me. I mean, Angela, what did you make of it?
Oh, I made thousands of things about it. But let me just finish the one about, Daniel Martin.
Oh, yes.
He did. She went on to do the flowers. And he did a very small posy of flowers, which was absolutely beautiful. And somebody there said, oh, that was lovely. Meghan said, yes, lovely. And didn't turn around and didn't look. And I thought, there was Meghan, the essence of Meghan. She can't bear it, even when she's making a party and she's doing this for Netflix. She can't actually say, that was beautiful, that was better than mine and anybody else who's trying.
She's annoyed that he was stealing the limelight.
Well, he was scared. He was scared to bits, actually. You could see that he was really, really nervous because he had to do a competition with her, with the 2 other cooks, and he didn't know what to do. And throughout the whole thing, Meghan had a hardness about her that if anybody disagreed with her or didn't do what she wants, it was the end. I mean, she was the executive producer, which was a nonsense, really, because she didn't know what she was doing. But she felt that she had to tell us how to book, fill a case, how we can cover a book. I mean, she was doing things absolutely that didn't work for anyone. And as you said, gals, that they're doing things that you did to tiny little girls. And she was doing the same to us, that we were also extremely stupid, extremely knowing nothing, and that she had to tell us how to do everything. But the other thing I thought was that when anyone came in, she gave them a huge hug. She didn't like them. She didn't want to know anything about them. But she must have told them, I want a huge hug, and I want you to smile, and I want you to laugh, and that you'll get X money. But I don't think she did. They didn't want to do that. But that's what they did. So everyone came in, laughed like a hyena, giggled to pieces. I mean, it was just so phony. It was so revolting in that way. You can't bear it. I got a headache. I had to take some aspirin.
Yes. Oh my God, me too. Me too. All 283 minutes. Lauren Lunn Farrow, your verdict.
And Lauren L. Farrow points out how Meghan's brand as a celebrity humanitarian mom is wearing thin with audiences who no longer believe it. Together, they make it clear this series is not only bad TV, it's bad PR. Instead of elevating Meghan's image, it reinforces the perception that she's out of touch, self-absorbed, and desperate to stay relevant.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I didn't think it could be worse than the first series,
but it is.
In fact, it is. And you know, I have a real issue with the fact that she has no qualifications within what she's trying to teach us about. She's got over £50,000 of Cartier jewelry on one wrist. And I feel it's just ludicrous that she thinks people can relate to this, and making, you know, there was so many kind of annoying like dog noises, like, and I just honestly, after the first episode, I thought this is just continuing. I just think, you know, no one can relate to this. She's trying to rip off Martha Stewart.
100%. 100%. Okay, we move on to episode 2, where Meghan decides to introduce Hollywood's most famous bully. A woman who she admits she hasn't seen for 20 years, Chrissy Teigen, since they were appearing on Deal or No Deal as box models together, but for some reason, who she decided to reach out to last year, even though she's getting rid of all of her other friends who are involved in any type of public controversy, including Tyler Perry. Now, Meghan describes Chrissy this way. She says, Chrissy Teigen's coming. She's the quintessential multi-hyphenate, model, mum, entrepreneur, cookbook author, and all-round foodie. But she did forget to mention, also the biggest internet troll in show business. Meghan said, I'm so excited to see Chrissy again. I haven't seen her in 20 years, but I reached out and reconnected just a couple of years ago. Now, she arrives with John Legend, which is really odd because he is sitting there behind set for the entire filming period, for what must be hours. It's very, very odd. And Meghan says, oh gosh, if I'd known that you were bringing John Legend, I would have bought H. So that was really odd. Then they start talking about children. And Meghan is, of course, always trying to prove that she's the greatest mother in the world. Chrissy struggles with that because she forgets her own child's birth date and actually has to ask John Legend, who yells out from behind the set. It is completely bizarre. And then there's the moment that the producers clearly wanted, but Meghan feels, I believe, deeply uncomfortable with, the Deal or No Deal conversation, where Meghan has to hark back to her time on that TV game show, and she's not happy to remind everyone. She does briefly tell an anecdote about how she used to stand with all of the models in a row in order to get her lashes done, but then almost tries to turn it back to a serious point, saying, I was just so happy to have health insurance. I got health insurance with that job. She's also clearly very envious of Chrissy Teigen, said that she left her job and within a year you got really, really famous. Actually, it was a really fascinating conversation because it prompted Chrissy to say, look, I wasn't competitive at all. So she very much picked up on the fact that Meghan was comparing the two of them. Meghan soon wraps up the conversation saying how far we've come. How was that for memory lane? And to me, it was just really, really obvious that she didn't like it. In the craft room, they fake laugh over the kids and do something very odd with flower petals before John Legend returns to take Chrissy home. Meghan says, thanks, John, for being so patient. Sidleys, this was weird.
At the end of the day, with love, Meghan Season 2 is a disaster because it tries too hard. Meghan wants to be seen as a perfect mom, the perfect wife, the perfect feminist, and the perfect survivor of royal oppression, all in one show. But the harder she tries, the faker it looks. The irony is that by sidelining Harry, constantly rewriting her own backstory, and surrounding herself with sycophantic friends, Meghan only proves her critics right. She isn't relatable, she isn't authentic, and she certainly isn't entertaining. So yes, the public service announcement was correct. Do not watch this show. Save yourself the time. Meghan may be trying to convince the world she's living a fairy tale, but what Netflix delivered was closer to a parody.